you're short on time but you still want to draw more. Here are the 10 Procreate tricks that are going to help you draw smarter, faster and get more done even with a busy schedule, and they're all beginner friendly. Trick number 1, how to quickly change and experiment with different colors for your illustrations. All you need to do is just to click on the layer panel and create a new one just on top of all the other layers that you already have, and then on that layer you can use whatever color you want. For example, now I'm going to fill the layer with purple and I'm going to click on the N icon here, and that's going to open my blend mode list, and I'm going to go down there to hue. And I'm going to bring the opacity down to something like 70 or 65%, let's say. And you can see how the colors of our illustration becomes different. And I can easily switch the color and fill the layer with it, and I can see the result. The second trick is to use recoloring option in order to choose colors easily for your illustrations. In the latest version of Procreate, the function is really hidden. It's currently behind the quick menu, and this is the only way you can reach it out. I've set my quick menu to open by clicking the square here and clicking with the pencil on the screen, and you can see that I've already have a few functions here, and one of those are recoloring function. But if you want to check what your shortcut for quick menu is, you can go to the range menu and go to preferences and then go to gesture controls, and here you can click on quick menu and you can select which of the shortcut you need for your quick menu to show on screen. For me, that is the shortcut. This is how I reach the quick menu. And once I open the quick menu, you can see the recoloring function. Of course, if you click on that function and hold, you can see that you can set the action for each of those quick menu options. And here, if you scroll down, you're going to see the recolor action, and I've already have it here. So for example, now I am going to go to my heart and I'm going to try to recolor that one, and I'm going to go to quick menu and I'm going to click recolor, and now you can see that nothing's happening, and that's because you can see here we have a square. I don't know if you see it, but it's very small, and we have some kind of a 4 lines that we need to move in order to fit where the pixels of our layer are. And once we do that, you can see that my heart is now blue, and I can open my color wheel and try to see how it's gonna look in different colors and to decide which one I want to use. And as you can see, that part here with the highlights, that is not recoloring because it's on another layer. So in order to do that, we have to go to another layer and again do the same with the recoloring. That option is really useful if you want to quickly check which color is going to work well and best for that part of illustrations and actually continue further with different color choices. The third tip is to create the reference layer in order to fill in with colors easily. For example, here I've already have that sketch, and I'm going to create a new layer just below it. I'm going to drag it below, and I'm going to click on my sketch layer and click on the reference here in the menu. And once I do that, you can see that there is a reference text just below the layer, and if I go to the second layer that I've created, I can just drag my color and I can put it here, and you can see that there is a button that says continue filling. Click it and then you're going to see color drop with a checkbox, and now whenever I click on different parts of that sketch, you can see that all of those are filled with color. The fourth tip is how to quickly select pure black or pure light color from the color wheel here. If I want to select pure white color, I can click here, just quickly click twice here on that side of the color wheel, and you can see that it selects the pure white color. For example, if you want to select pure black color, you can click somewhere here quickly 2 times, and you can see that it selects the black color. And now you can just bring that black color here because we already have the reference, and here we are. And of course we can continue filling. Tip number 5 is to insert a private photo, which is not going to appear into your video time-lapse, and you're going to use the time-lapse without the reference showing up. Whenever we need to add that private photo, we can go to the range icon, go to add and insert a photo button. We need to swipe to the left and we're going to see insert a private photo button. We're going to click that and select the image that we want to import from our photo gallery, and as you can see, the image is already in our canvas. We can do whatever we need to do with it, and it's not going to be part of our video time lapse at the end. The sixth tip, whenever you feel like your brush, even if it's in a maximum 100% size, is smaller and you really need it to be bigger, the thing that you can do is to open the brush library, click on the brush that you are using. Currently I'm using the 6B pencil, and when you open that, you can go to properties and you can see the maximum size now is set to 9%. Take that slider and bring it up, and you can see that in 28% I can say done, and now the brush is way bigger than before. The seventh tip that is also related with brushes is how to set the specific points for each brush so you can easily switch to that size of the brush whenever you need it. For example, now I'm still using my 6B pencil and currently I am using the brush with 21%, and if I want to add that percentage as a step here on the brush slider menu, I can just click on the plus sign, and whenever I click on it you can see that there is a line that is appearing here. I can easily go to my 21% size just by clicking on that line here. The eighth tip is related with the layer selection. For example, here in that illustration you can see that I have a bunch of layers that I've already created, and for example, if I want to select that red sweater of the bear, it's way time consuming to go through all the layers in order to find the sweater, and that's why I have a shortcut for that, and it's going to show me all the layers that are related with that specific area. And for example, that one is layer 27. If I select it, I can now, for example, just change that color. If you want to see what's your shortcut, you can go to the range, go to the preferences and gesture controls, and under layer select you can see what is your enabled shortcut. You can change it and use it. The ninth tip is very useful whenever you want to draw with the perspectives. I'm going to the range icon here and I'm going to canvas, and here I have a drawing guide that I need to select. Whenever I select it, you can see that edit drawing guide button below is also enabling. Whenever I click on it, you can see that there are 4 options, and we are going to click on the perspective. So if we don't see clearly the lines, we can just change the color of the lines by dragging that slider here on the top, and you can see that it's changed the lines of the perspective. I'm going to click done. And now the thing that you need to check is to open the layer panel and to see if there is an assisted below your layer name. If the assisted appears here, then you can draw your lines just by following the perspective lines coming from your drawing guides. Pretty easy to sketch the initial version of your perspective. And the last thing is how to make the colors of our drawing way more vibrant. For example, here I have that drawing and I really feel like I can make my colors pop more. What I can do is I can click on the range, I can go to share, and I can click on share image as JPEG. I'm going to save my image in my gallery, and then I'm going to go to my range again, going to add, and just make sure that you are selecting the top layer, because whenever I click on add and insert the photo, that photo is going to come just on top of everything else. That's pretty important, otherwise we won't see the changes. When we have that image inserted, I can go to that magic wand icon, I can click on adjustments and click on hue, saturation and brightness, and whenever I click on that, you can see that 3 sliders appears on the bottom of the screen, and here I can change the saturation, which is going to bump my colors way more. Depending on the desired effect, I can make it bump a lot, or I can make it just a bit vibrant. And of course you can try and change the hue. You can see how different color combination works. Whenever you feel that's okay, you can just click again the magic wand and you're going to have your final drawing. Those are all the tips that I have for you. Thank you very much for spending the time with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!